This is the best hummus that you'll ever eat.
To start off, we're going to go through some of the delicious ingredients that are going to be inside the most creamy, delicious, amazing hummus that you've ever tried in your life. So we got ice water, we've got regular Morton salt. You can use Himalayan salt or whatever kind of salt you would like. We have our garlic salt here. We have our EVOO extra virgin olive oil. Get that at Costco. 2 cans of organic garbanzos. Each can is 15.5 ounces. 2 lemons. You're gonna juice these. And the last is tahini. We get this tahini at Trader Joe's. It's very affordable, not expensive at all. It's ground up sesame seeds made into a paste, very common in Middle Eastern foods. I'm gonna show you a couple optional ingredients that make this hummus extra delicious. First of all is garlic. I would use maybe 2 or 3 cloves. Just to let you know, it will not last as long in the fridge. Freshly chopped up will only last about 3 days. Next option, which I always put in my hummus, sriracha. I love this sauce. This is the bomb. One thing you need here is a medium pot for the stovetop, and the other thing we have here is the food processor, the Cuisinart food processor. You can also make this in the blender. If you do not have one of these, do not worry. A slotted spoon of any kind like this will work as well. Do not worry, there's many tools that will work for the job. The next thing you want to do is grab your can opener and crack those cans open. And thank God for whoever created an electric can opener. You want to drain and rinse both cans of beans. And you see already on top, some of these skins are coming off the beans already. This will make your hummus a little more rough. As soon as you see these skins, take them right off. You're just gonna save yourself some work in the cooking process. So we have our pot here about 3/4 full of water. We've got our drained garbanzo beans here. I'm gonna pour them in the pot. I know what you guys are gonna say, OMG, that is way too much water for that pot. These garbanzo beans will be sucking in a bunch of that water as we go. So this is a little trick to get the hummus super smooth. We're gonna take 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda, putting it in the water. As you can see, some of the skins are already floating to the top. That's when the metal spoon comes in handy to skim them all off the top much easier. So you wanna start off by bringing this to a boil. I've got this on a medium high. We're gonna let this go about 20 minutes and come back and check and see how much of the skins have floated to the top to skim off and go from there. We're gonna start off with the first 20 minutes of cooking, and we're gonna cover the pot right now. So we turn it down to low now so it's not boiling over, and as you can see at about the 10-minute mark, we can already see a bunch of the skin coming off of the chickpea. I'll bring it up to you so you guys can see. Just put it into something else and scoop some of these off as we see them floating to the top. Even when you stir these chickpeas up, it's gonna make these skins float to the surface of the water. Now I've scraped a bunch of the skins off. I'm gonna cover it, keep it on low, and let it keep cooking for another 10 minutes. Woo! That mother is steamy. What's been going on is it's been covered on low for about 45 minutes. Every 10 minutes, I've come in to stir them around. These membranes have all been floating to the top. I found out online they're called membranes. So the way to tell when the garbanzo beans are finished is get one of these beans, put it on another plate. You want to take one of these beans by themselves and push it down with one of your fingers. And if it smashes very quickly and easily, you see how easily that smashed down? No problem. If I smash it with my finger, no problem. That's what the consistency that you want. Don't be afraid that it's too soft. The harder these beans are, the more gritty your hummus will end up. So these are a perfect doneness. It's been about 45 minutes. These are ready to be strained and cooled. So now we're gonna drain these hot beans. If you guys don't have one of these strainers at home, check out our Amazon affiliate link. We will have one of these strainers from Cuisinart linked. Shake these off a bit to drain all the excess water. There's some remnant membranes / skins inside here. Those you want to pick off and throw them out. We have a bowl ready to go here. I'm going to pour these in. If you have time, just cover them and let them set on the counter and cool for a couple hours to get them to room temperature. If you do not have that time, feel free to cover this with cellophane, put another bowl underneath with ice, set it on top, and it'll cool much quicker, probably within 20 to 30 minutes. Time to cool these beans, and then we'll meet up at the food processor. Now that our chickpeas are fully cooled, we are ready and prepared to make this hummus. We have the food processor right here. We're gonna take the top of it off, get it ready for receiving some ingredients. I know what you guys are thinking. The first ingredient that should go in would be the chickpeas, but no, it is not. The first thing we're gonna put in is the juice of 2 lemons. We're gonna put this in the food processor first. If you do not like this much lemon juice, just use half the lemon or don't put lemon in at all. Next thing you're gonna pour in is your half a cup of well-stirred mixed tahini.
The tahini is probably going to be separated in the jar. You're going to want to mix it up really well, and I found the best way to do that is with the chopstick. It comes out nice and creamy and smooth.
Oh yes, this is what it's gonna make it super creamy and delicious. You're gonna wanna cream these two together first. Do not add the garbanzo beans yet. I promise you, I've done it before and it does not come out as smooth. But this is gonna give you a really creamy texture. I highly recommend the 2 lemons and the half cup of tahini. And start it off on low for 1 minute. After 1 minute, we're gonna move it to high for another 30 seconds. I'm gonna open this up now and have butter scrape the bottom of it to get it pulled all the way back down to the bottom. The best tool for the job for this is definitely the spatula. We love this spatula, huh, Butter?
This is my favorite spatula.
It has definitely become a more of a creamy texture. If you just look at it in itself, it would almost look like hummus on its own, but it's not. That's the creaminess you're looking for, that you're gonna get that creamy type of hummus. We're gonna put it back on low for 30 seconds. Now on high for another 30 seconds. Now it's time to open it up, scrape it again, and see what the consistency is like. Can you see the consistency there? How creamy and smooth it looks? That is the perfect texture that you want. The ingredient that you've all been waiting for, the garbanzo beans. So we're gonna pour this into the food processor. We're gonna put it on low to start for 1 minute. After that 1 minute, we're gonna make sure we have some really cold water. Now you don't wanna pour chunks of ice in the hummus, but you want it icy and cold. You just wanna have that ready on the side, ready to go when you need it. We're gonna put this on the low setting again. Here we go. Start this baby on low for 1 minute, and as it's spinning, I'm gonna pour in this 1/4 cup of olive oil slowly. I'm gonna add some garlic salt in. So we're gonna start off with a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt. Put that right in the top. Some people like more salt, some people like less salt. So put in salt in however much you want. So we're gonna put this baby back on low, and you're gonna wanna have your ice water ready. You're not gonna use this whole cup. You're gonna wanna keep an eye on the hummus and start off with a 1/4 cup at a time. We're gonna put it on low. So let's put it on low for a minute and slowly pour in a 1/4 cup of cold water. As it's emulsifying, moving around, I'm gonna put this baby on high for 1 minute, and then I'm gonna pour in my 1 tablespoon of sriracha. If you do not like heat, do not put any in. If you do, you can put more. You can put 2 tablespoons of sriracha if you would like. It is time to open her up and see the consistency inside. Check the salt level, check the level of the oil to see if it's up to your liking.
Pretty smooth so far, it's getting there.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh man, that looks so creamy and delicious. Let's see, definitely needs more salt. Now that the texture is super delicious, is we're gonna put a 1/2 teaspoon of salt in here. Especially when you have a couple lemons, it gets sour. So you wanna have to balance it with the saltiness. We're gonna put this mother back on low and spin for a minute and see what the salt level is like. I wanna show you guys how beautiful and delicious this looks right here. It's gonna be so freaking good. We can't wait to try this out. Look at that texture. It looks freaking so creamy and amazing and delicious. This you're gonna put in the refrigerator and let it settle overnight. It's gonna get its proper thickness. So after I measured the hummus out, it ended up yielding about 2.5 cups. I am so excited to put this in some containers, have it set overnight, and try it out again in the morning when it's nice and set. So it's the following day. We've had this in the fridge overnight, and it looks absolutely beautiful and delicious. I'll hold it a little closer so you can see how it thickened up so nicely in the fridge overnight. Super creamy, super delicious. It doesn't just fall right off the spoon. It takes a little bit to fall off. Perfect. And one of my favorite things to dip in the hummus is carrots. I'm gonna give Butters a little dip and see what she thinks about it. Here you go, honey.
I really don't eat carrots a lot because they bother my stomach, but I can't wait to try this hummus after it's rested. Mmm.
Tell us the flavors, Butters.
This is really amazing hummus. You can taste the lemon, you can taste the olive oil, you can taste the chickpeas. They taste so fresh and delicious. You can taste that little tiny bit of heat from the sriracha. It is absolutely bomb. And resting it overnight definitely makes a difference.
Let us know in the comments section if you guys are gonna try it out or if you have tried to make hummus at home from scratch. We hope you guys at home have a wonderful week, and don't forget that Bears and Butters love you to the where?
To the mother effing moon.
That's right, the mother effing moon, baby. Bye.
Bye.